So to follow up on my stress test, um, I had these weird palpitations during the test. I, of course, felt extremely near faint. That's why I was having the test done to see what would show up on heart monitor and what my blood pressure looked like. It's possible some things were masked because I am on, benzodiazepine medication to relieve those types of symptoms. So if I ever, if I was, if I'm ever able to wean off of them, which I'm trying to do, and then maybe take a stress test in the future, maybe the results will possibly show something different. But there was something other than the palpitations in my what was happening to my heart rate. It was like jumping up fairly fast. I mean, it took a while to get to my target heart rate, but my heart was like, it would like jump up really fast and then like jump back down, and like the person giving the test called the cardiologist right away to let him know like she was concerned about that. And then they used some term, I don't know if it was a bradycardia or what it was. It was some heart pumping or circulation terminology that she said was happening to me, and it was cause for concern to send me off to an echocardiogram. And she had said in hindsight that it would have been better to have the echocardiograms set up immediately as soon as I was done off the treadmill, like I had done the 2.5 years ago in Carbondale. But I had the echocardiogram. I was like completely at rest, almost about to like fall asleep after that workout, and like my heart, was really slow because I have a low resting heart rate once I'm calmed down. Back when I was a runner, it would be like flat 40, and then when I was on beta blockers, when I went into the ER, like out in Las Vegas, it was it jumped down to a 39, and I remember the nurse, I can't remember the nurse or doctor who saw me. She gave the order to cut my like beta blocker in half at that time, and I eventually like started tapering off later on. One really crazy thing that happened after the stress test. I was sent to the basement of Burger Hospital for where they do echocardiograms, and all of a sudden I started having like jolts of pain shoot through my right eye. It'd be like, sometimes it'd be like one and like another one a few seconds later, but overall it was like sporadically happening to my eye every like 2 to 5 minutes, and never happened to me before in my life, so I had no clue what was going on. I don't know about eye problems like that. I let the lady who was giving me the echocardiogram know, just so she could be aware, and she's, of course, ended up not knowing what was going on. She was just concerned about getting the echo done, so I just, like, during the entire echo, despite being relaxed, I had this stupid, like, jolt of pain kept shooting through my eye. And I just remembered reading about like different warning signs for like strokes, and I thought it like a couple years ago, and I thought it mentioned something about your eyeball or eyeballs, and so I went up to Mid Ohio Cardiology office where I go to see cardiology and people that ordered the stress test, and when I went in there, it ended up being a good thing because they well, first of all, this nurse, I told her about my eye, and she actually told me not to worry about it, and just and that it should like go away on its own, and she said it's something that just happens. Yeah, great explanation. Something just happens. When something rare and freaky happens like that, I want a scientific explanation. So I had faith in her confidence and the fact that she was RN, so I just agreed to not freak out and go put myself into the emergency room for the 4th time in 2.5 weeks. But it was good. I wasn't even supposed to go back up to the office. I was just trying to see if they had a brochure on like strokes, warning signs, and strokes in general. And the cardiologist who ordered the tests came out and talked to me, and then the nurse also came out, and I'm trying to remember if the cardiologist. I know the cardiologist. I'll get to that here in a second. I know for sure he came out. But there was a nurse, and then there was like someone else. But the nurse, I guess she like was really familiar with my case. I didn't remember her at all. She was like really tall, so I figured I would. And she was above average looking, so I definitely like would have remembered her. But she was acting like she knew who I was. I just imagined from like being familiar like with my previous visits and maybe reading about my tests and everything and history, patient history. But she told me everything came back clean on the echo, so they were going to refer me to Riverside Neurology, who comes to Berger Hospital like every Wednesday. I've been to neurologists out in Adena. And out at Adena, I had a standard MRI, which came back normal. Neurologist was kind of doing it to not necessarily look for what I wanted them to look for, but he just noticed I was 6'8", a big person, as you can tell from my huge size 17 shoes down there. He wondered what a lot of doctors have wondered in the past, if I had a condition called Marfan's, where you spit out too much human growth hormone and you end up with large extremities and just overall. But I mean, I have above average size feet for my height, but I also have small hands for my height, so it's just kind of backwards like that. So it's not like